Dave Snyder here. It is December the 5th, 2012. Okay, so I was working on. Uh-oh. There it comes. Okay, I was working on this earlier actually, but trying to get some alignments here for some new ones for people to see. Some of this turned off, and I want to show you something that I was working on. Getting this pretty well aligned. Want to check it out real quick? There you go. Check it out. Okay, so let me turn off this. Australia. The one I showed yesterday, I just kind of touched up a little bit of the overlays over here. Let me see what I got here. Japan. Okay, Japan. I changed it, I moved it a little bit because I noticed there's not only this round circle here, where there's another one right here, bigger one. That's, I do believe, is the one that I need to be aligned with instead of this one. Maybe the hot spot moved over a little bit or something, but this is the one I think I need to be lined up with there. So I should move that up a little bit actually. Yeah, I can see it now. Look. Oh yeah, let's move that real quick. Okay, properties, and just gonna move it up a little tiny bit. Check it. More. This way. Wait a minute. Right there. That was pretty good. Actually, it looks like it needs to be turned just a tad. Let's check. I think that's good enough right there. I'll just leave it there. See how it hugs? See how it hugs the edge of the coastline here of Australia? See that? Because it used to be together at one time, or they're created in the same place at least. So that's at least that. Oh, and I did the Grand Canyon earlier. That's one I want to show too. That's probably a good one you might want to see. Okay, Grand Canyon. I didn't title it yet, so I gotta find it here. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, I didn't title it, but it's up here somewhere. Let's see. Not that one. Hang in there for a second. Huh. There it is. Alright. I think that's it. Yep. Okay, Grand Canyon. In Australia. Not the Grand Canyon so much, but the rest of this area. Anyways. Okay, I see this area here. See this shape here? The shape right there? That's the same thing right there. And you know the weird thing that made me start looking into these continents over continents was some little I don't know, I guess a trailer for a show on one of those, you know, the Discovery Channel or something like that. I don't think it was Discovery, but it was something like that. And they were talking about Australia and North America being over the top of each other, something like that. It sounded like to me, and it was what I got from it. And I just started looking at the Australia over the top of North America, and then I just saw. Then you start to realize that there's a lot more to it than that. There's Japan, like I just showed. You got North America over the top, same place. I mean, you can see. Look at the rest of it. Look at the rest of the Grand Canyon there. I mean, look at this area here where all these lakes are. And you can see that they look like they fit there pretty good, but then you see I mean, they would go there just fine if the rest fits, so the rest fits, so they, you know, you see this like here, you see the same thing with alongside this, and then you got this down here where this thing sticks off. It might be I might have it just a little too big. Maybe that's what that could be. I don't know. You can't tell when it's over, you know, when the whole continent moves off the continent, so it's kind of difficult that way. Got to kind of use your own judgment on it. And just take a look at the lines and the angles and things like that, just to see. And you know, this isn't. I don't think this is much. I don't think it's too big actually. It looks pretty accurate. So I was able to line up my North America using that same angle and stuff like that. See that? And then I was able to fade that in and out and just take a look, and you know, it looks pretty good. I think maybe it's stretched out a little bit wider, but I'm not sure. Just leave it like this for now. See how this lines up this area here, right here? Like, what was it that hits there? Oh, I can't remember now. I don't know the name of it anyway. But you see that goes there. See how see the lines here? It still looks like it might be just a little tiny bit off, but not much, because those lines don't line up. But you see that this crater and that crater right in the same place, or whatever it is, a mountain or whatever. It's still it's the same land feature. Still the same. Look at Yellowstone up here. We should zoom in on that and see what we got here. That's probably Yellowstone at one time. Oh yeah, let me see it. And then we put Africa over the top. Again, I did this yesterday, but I just kind of adjusted it a little bit. So I want to just go over that, and then I want to go over Hurricane Sandy for a minute. Maybe a little bit of this other overlay I did earlier too. That what I showed in the beginning of the video. Okay, so what was I doing? Africa, right here. Lake Victoria, Colorado, and all that right there is the same thing. Same thing. Same place, created in the same place. I don't know about at the same time. I can't, you know, it's hard to say. You almost can't see it doing, you know, creating the same shape twice. But you know, I guess it is possible. Doubtful, but because I think that they started out layered from an like, okay, the moon impacts the Earth one time, right? Let's say, and maybe the Earth was just a big ball of molten lava, right, or whatever. But it hits the Earth and then creates a big volcano, you know, a big hole in a volcano right there in that one spot. Creates a continent, cools down, and now you got a partial a continent layer. And then the moon hits the same spot, is attracted to the same spot every time because it likes to hit the poles of the Earth, the magnetic poles, it seems. I mean, when it hits, I think these used to be poles where I'm showing you where it hits, which is right here. There's a hit right here, and we'll show all that. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyways, do you see how that it creates a layer at a time? Then it starts, the moon starts to, or the Earth starts to move, you know, to counterbalance itself or something, and then it hits again, and it moves continents off the top of the other continent. You know, it leaves something behind. I don't know. It's hard. You can only use your imagination in a situation like that to try to figure things out. You know, and you just better imagination you got, I'm sure the better story you could tell. But there you go. You can see all that. The curve up here, all the way up. So I mean, like, why I make these is because I've never watched a documentary about the Earth ever that ever said anything like that's ever mentioned this. They talk about how it was a supercontinent and they just broke apart and went, you know, moved around. And, you know, think about that for a minute. Just think about it. I mean, I know the Earth is old, but I mean, just think about that for a minute. Look at the mountains and things around you. Look at all that. I mean, that stuff took something awesome to do. I mean, it took a huge force of destruction to create the things on this planet. Just look at it around you. You can see that. Okay, now, all this work that I did here, I started this a long time ago, and I just kind of started back into it, this stuff, this little area here, anyways, around Australia. Because I think Australia was the land down under. I think it's still in the same, I don't know about the same spot, but it's still got a lot of its ocean floor surrounding it, so you're able to see many impacts around the outside of it, like here, up here, and they all still kind of fit with it where it is. You can see down here there's one. And I'm almost got it together, but I'm not quite ready to show show it yet because it's well, I mean, I've thrown it all around already anyways. But anyways, let's just show this. Okay, so I did all that. This is totally unrelated work to this other work that I was doing over here, which was related to this impact that I found up here in the Pacific one day. The weather pattern showed me a number 7 in the clouds here, and I already had an overlay put in this spot when that cloud pattern showed up here, right? Okay, so let me just try and find that one. I'll bring that up real quick. And that's Alaska, Pacific, this one here. Okay, so I already had this in place because I showed how this area right here, look at the Great Salt Lake, and look at all that right there. Okay, it fits really good. I mean, it fits really, really good right here. You see all this right here. Look at that. Okay, and it's all the right angles, all the right shapes. It's all right there. So anyways, the weather one day had this number 7 up here, and it went like this. It kind of went like this, and see this line? It came down to this line. Perfect. I mean, it was perfect. I made a video. I got a video on my channel about it. You can see it, how perfect it is. It's absolutely, weather pattern fit perfect. And remember, this was here before the weather. The weather changes all the time, every day. So I mean, it's, you know, it's, I lined it. I used the weather to align it to begin with, and then later on, I saw that number 7 up there. Turned this on to see where it fit into the picture, and it fit perfectly in these lines. So what I did, that number 7 cloud, I recognized the shape of it, so I brought it down here to this area right here where this number 7 is. See the number 7? That's why. Okay, now watch. Let me see if I can find it now. Oh, it's got to be up here. Number 7. There's 2 of them, should be. Here's a. Oh, that's not. Here we go. Near side 7. That's not it. Here it is. Okay, this is the. See, that's the weather pattern that was there that day. I saved a picture of it, but I mean, I can never. That's all I have of that. You know, in the video that I have on my channel about it. So I saw that up here. You can see there's Alaska. There's the west coast of the United States right there in Canada. Okay, and so this was there that day, and I saved it, and I brought it down, and I put it right over this 7 right here in the ocean down here by Australia, New Zealand. Okay, and you can see, look at over here where the clouds in this corner are. Look, watch this in the ocean floor here. Does the same exact thing right there. So weather patterns show us a lot. Okay, they show me, they confirm to me. I can first I put it on. Sometimes I put it on. I matched the. I used to do it mostly this way. Match the picture of the moon reversed to the Earth. Okay, and I would find places on the Earth that would fit perfectly, and I didn't even know anything about the weather then. And then I accidentally clicked on the weather button one day. I swear it was accidentally. I just accidentally was moving my mouse and clicked my finger, and the weather came up, and I thought, wow, that looks kind of neat. The weather looks pretty cool. With the I should check it out with my overlays that I have already in place. So that's what I did. I checked this out, the weather, started looking around at all my overlays that I have saved all over the world and bringing up the weather to see how it fits with the weather. And the weather just confirmed it. Not every one of them, but most of them, the weather would confirm my overlay of the moon on the Earth, because it would fit perfectly in the moon. You would see it even better than you would see it fit the Earth. So, I mean, it shows that the moon would hit that spot on the Earth. And you'll see, if you pay attention to weather patterns on the Earth on a daily basis, I mean, you will see big circles of clouds, big perfect circles of clouds, which are impacts, and then you'll see smaller circle patterns of clouds that look very, very interesting indeed. And those ones, here's the impact itself right here, and it might be a little bit big, but it fits really good. The day that I put it here, the weather was just absolutely beautiful, and it's still always fits still. Look at it. Look at that. Here, I want to go take a look at this. Look at this right here. Look at all the curves and the lines being right in the right place. They're always all the right angles. Everything seems to be like this hugs that line right there. You see it's right at the right angle. These are at the right curve and angle. You know, and you see like this up here, same thing, fits right in there like it was made there. Same up there. Follows the lines, as you can see. Absolutely follows lines. And look at this little spot here. You can see, watch this, if you can see through the writing. It's in that little black area there. And then you just look at the whole thing overall. Oh, you got this over here too. Look at this. Sweet. You like that? That fits nice, doesn't it? That's very interesting. And that happens all the time. This isn't one that I had in place before I learned weather. This is I saw a weather pattern. Actually, that weather up there was I was getting to was the weather up there showed me this impact down here. So I brought, like I said, I brought the weather pattern down here. Then I put this over the top, and then I turned on the live streaming weather, which is what you see now, and lined it right up perfectly. And now, anytime I turn on the weather with this overlay in place, the weather will always fit beautifully this way. And it doesn't matter what day the weather is. Some days are harder to see the weather because there's less of it or something, but it always fits every time, every day. So the weather, and when I get really good ones, I usually make a video about it and show a video about it. I like to do that because they're just really, really good sometimes. Really good. Look at this up here. Can't see it, but it looks like I can see a curve in the dark right there. I can see something round right there. I don't know how closer you get, the harder it is. But there's something round right there. You can see. Look at that, the whole thing right here. Look at this. You can see the whole round thing right there on the moon. You can see it. There it is right there in the weather. See how it stays right in the lines of this watch? Right in the lines. Not outside those lines at all. Not at all. Then it's got the cool. The centers are always different, and especially it depends on where I overlay it. What part of the world I overlaid in is what you get. It depends on. That's what we'll go take a look at another one right now and see what else we got. Oh, pretty nice weather. Direct impact, Mare Oriental, bam, right there. And then another one right there's. I got another one lined up in this little area here. This pattern here will line up very well in the center. It's hard. You can't put an overlay at the South Pole or the North Pole with this program. You have to take and save a picture of the North or South Pole, and then you have to save this picture like this. Save it, whatever picture you want saved, any pattern, and then you have to turn the weather off. Go to the Pacific Ocean where you got this big working space at the equator because the pictures align better on the equator than they do. When you bring a picture towards the poles, it starts to squeeze the top of the picture until it finally just twists the picture to where you can't use it. So look at this right here. Look at that right there. That's something I haven't worked with for a while, I don't think. This is a really interesting area that I've found a long time ago when I was working on this. And these little skid marks are absolutely on the moon and match right up on this. God, I'm going to work on that today. That's a good one. See that? Right there. I'm telling you, the moon is impacted. All the stuff you see on the moon, all the big craters you see on the moon, are from hitting the Earth. I've lined them up so well for so long now, and they've all tied themselves together. Look at this double. This pattern is not just here. This pattern's all over the place. It's in North America. You'll see that right here too. Look at same pattern. Look at this double, overlapped. About the same you see right here. See that? Overlapped. This is the circle here, and this is a circle here, and it's the same pattern as you see right there next to each other. And you'll see the same pattern in, I do believe, Africa. Or was it right here? Right? I think the center is here and here. These two, I think there's two. The same pattern is right here, I think, because I got an impact here that overlaps with another one that I have over here, and they just go, just like the other two. The clouds all match, and everything always matches. So, and then you got this other one. This is the same thing here too. I think these two, and there's one here and one here. So there's you got all these side by side impacts. See this is another one right here. One here. There's one here that overlap. One here. It's like you see 3 in a row right here. 3 in a row. 1, 2, and 3. This is an impact. Believe me, that's an impact. Number 7. And there's more. One here. I do believe that's one. And the one I started at the beginning, we'll take a look at that real quick. This is a. I just threw this down. I don't have this lined up yet, but the one before, right above it, I got that one's is a little different picture, but it's the same side of the moon, and I got this one lined up really swell. I do believe it's really close because when I turn on the weather, see, I line this to the land. Actually, I had this line lined up over here a little bit, but then something changed my mind on that. I can't remember what. I think it was because I lined this line up. I went to line up this line right here, so I see that go all the way through. That's a long line on the Earth. I mean, you can see that's not just, you know, a pimple on the Earth. And then you see when I turn on the weather pattern, the live streaming weather, which earlier it was really sweet. Just watch as I fade. Just look at the fit. This look at this over here. See this right here with all that, and then you see all this. Look at this. See that little dark area in there, and then there's a crater. I saw there's a crater in the weather. See this? See that in the weather right there? It's the same as it was earlier when I checked it, but it looks like it moved a little bit. But there's a circle in the clouds, and it goes with that. See that right there? That's right there on the moon, in the same place, because the moon hits here, creates a print, and the weather. I don't care if it's ocean underneath it or land underneath it. It will shape itself to the print that the moon leaves. Look at that. There you go. And we can see it right there on the Earth. Right here. Right there. Or right here. There it is. Right there. See the circle? So that means I got these just off a little bit, but that's not a big deal. I mean, for it being as close as you see it, I didn't even check it on the ocean floor right there earlier, and you can see there's definitely a circle right there. There's the circle there. It's the same size. Right there, you see it's the same size as that circle. And then the circle in the clouds as well. Which we got to get the weather back here. Where'd it go? Huh. I have my weather. Sometimes it does that. Especially if I'm using it to prove that NASA's a liar. I don't know what's going on. Oh man, we might not be able to look at the weather for a minute. All right, so I'll just turn it off. Let me turn it back on and see what happens. What the hell? All right. Anyways, I guess we got no weather for now. But you go to Australia, you can see how it fits in here, over there. Fits pretty good, looks like. See the lines and everything in Australia. Everything kind of fits there. Look at the tip of Look at this right here, and then look at the tip of Australia right there. This part. You also see it right here too. This may be a drawing of the moon. I have no idea. It kind of looks like a overexposed or something. Underexposed or whatever. I don't know. But it's that bright glare. I don't know if it looks like a real picture of me. The other one that I have up here is I just spent a minute and then I just stopped messing with it because I just threw it up there and then got bored. But I got to just adjust it a little bit. And that's a real picture of the moon for sure. Might be a little tougher to get that one lined up though, but I'll get it. And let's try to get our hurricane. Okay, what I want to do is show Hurricane Sandy and how. I should just show it in another video, just specifically on that actually. Let's see what else I could show. Romania. Let's see what this gives me the weather. No weather yet. Oh, it gives me the radar. What's the deal? Maybe I don't have the clouds on. They're all on. I got radar, but no clouds. So there you go. That just shows you. When you're right, you're right, and when you're right, they stop. They try to shut you down. That's for sure. Okay, so I have Hurricane Sandy, South America. Let's just check out a couple of them while we're doing this. What the heck? Okay, Hurricane Sandy, South America. Okay. Now in South America, you'll notice right here this pixelation in South America, and you don't see much. You see a lot of it in this area actually, because a lot of this will show clearly that the moon hits the Earth, but right here in Hurricane Sandy, this area it shows this area, this rough area here, where that's what that looks like underneath there. I'm sure of it. See this right here? You see that line of mountains right there? See that? And it kind of zags up a little bit. It's the same thing. Up here, right here, you see this circle right there? There's the same thing in the land right here. You see, it's the same thing. It's the shapes. Like I said, the moon hits the continents all at once when they're layered, and it also hits some of them separately. You know, just a couple of them at a time. But it does hit them all. And it used to be the Mare Oriental appears to have hit more than once itself, and then the side that faces us has hit more than once. Or if it's only hit once, it's spread itself around quite a bit. You know, to show that it's hit more than once, because it's hard to, it's a very complicated the way the ocean floor and the things move around is very complicated, and I can understand almost why they don't want to try to explain it. Somebody's got to look into it, because I mean, look, I've looked all over the internet and about things moon hitting the Earth. I've found a couple things in the whole time I've been doing this that are even closely related. In this one article, it might be bullshit, but it was from the, I don't know, 80s or 90s or something. It was a letter to the president. Some scientist was talking about how the moon was moving closer to the Earth, and it's, you know, that's going to happen. It's happened before, and it's moved away, and it's come back, and it's moved away, and it's come back. It's obvious. The prints are on the Earth. Okay, Hurricane Sandy. This is up here actually, where I can show the impact that I lined up today of Hurricane Sandy was right up here. Sandy's a very, very cool storm to look at because it goes all over the world. Absolutely goes everywhere. Okay, so this is during Hurricane Sandy. I overlaid this overlay of Mare Oriental reverse right here, right? And it just up here. Look under Greenland, in between Green. Look at that. Look, I mean, it just. The day that the weather was there, I lined this up, and you can see. Look at this V kind of shape here. That it's the same thing. This lines up so good. I shit you not. This thing is right in there. The only thing is I think mostly this part is aligned, and there may be this part that doesn't line up. I don't know. It's weird. It was perfectly aligned over the storm, completely, absolutely perfect. And then when I brought, you know, a month later, I got these images from of Sandy that were on the NASA website, and I overlaid them over the crater, and I could just, you can see every crater in this picture. Look at this. Look at the line right here. Check it out. Even if this is not perfect in the back, this may not, because this doesn't fit over the Earth the way that the storm hit the Earth, or that night the way the storm hit. It doesn't fit the same way, but it does show. This crater. Look at the crater here. See the crater with the flat top? That is the same crater, people. You can see a line that goes through right here, right there. See that? And then you got this right here. Look at it. Look at how well it fits. It might be the other one that it fits better. No, that one. That's the one. That's the one. Just take a look at that. You see the ones in the center too. And there's this other one I got. It shows all the little circles and this perfect circle. You can see something in the clouds right there. Maybe. Usually you can. Like I said, this one may not be. Yeah, you can see it. Look at that. You can see it right there. In the weather. This is a solid picture. You can't see through the picture. So there it is. Right there. Look at the shape of it. Same shape, same size, same size. Center right here. See the circle right here? With this line, kind of, you see something. This is the same thing. That's why I say you can look at just look at the outside line. It's beautiful. Oh, this one's down here too. Circle. See that? You can see like a circle right there. That's there. This little mess here. So, and there's another like this right here. This is good too. This part here. Yeah, I think the other one might be better than this one. See the angle right here? This angle. See the angle? See, that's what happens is this. See how the picture is squeezed at the top? So it's not going to be perfect everywhere. That's the only problem. But I think the Earth kind of squeezes things at the top too. When the land is at the equator, it gets bigger because it's bulged out and it expands. Makes the impacts look bigger. I think when I do them down there and they're real big, I think they hit the poles. They start out probably smaller. Seems like it. So Hurricane Sandy, and I got a couple that I can show around the world that we can take a look at. I had a couple that were really good. I just wish I had the weather to kind of confirm. Man, I hate that. Shut me down. Because I was saying that I can confirm it with the weather. You heard me say it. Heard me say it. And then now I have no weather. Okay, so we got... Which one? South Africa? I thought that was a good one. Let's check that one. Sandy in South Africa. I think I got it. I think I had it better before when I did it before. Oh, I think I might admit. That's pretty good. You can see where I'm getting at anyway with that, right? You can see that. This part over here and everything. I got like the edge of Madagascar there. Let's see. Look at that. That line right there probably goes up. You see that? It probably goes up to that line right there, I'd say. See, it's the same. It's the same parallel. It's parallel with the other line. You can see that they go together. Look at this spot here. Right there. Oops, lost it. Yeah, right there. I can see that. Lake Victoria. Oh yeah, oh, for sure. Look at Lake Victoria. That's a little bit off, but you can see it. Damn. Okay, I got a couple more. Hold on. I know it's a long video, but Sandy in Japan. I don't remember if that one's it. Let's check it. Yeah, maybe let's check this area. I saw something right there. I don't know about that one's hard to see, so let's just move on to another one. I got all kinds of them down here, but some of them I titled, some I didn't. Not sure about that one either. That's why usually I title them if they're good, really good, you know. Oh, this one was really good. This Hawaii one. It was. I think I moved it. See this right here? Look at this. See this? With this, look at this right here. That is the same thing. That is the same thing. You can see like they disappear. These lines. It looks like they go up that way. See, just look at the layers in the pictures from NASA. Look at this. You see how shit moves? Those are layers. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think this is a good one too. I think the weather showed me some good stuff in this one too the day I did it. Anyways, that's probably too long already, so I'll make another video when I get my shit together here. Alright, have a good day.